Hey guys, Midway Piper back with you today. Not off in the wonderful woodsy scene today. I'm home by myself right now and my dog wants to hang out. So I'm in the backyard with him. So sorry for the background. Housekeeping today. I have my gray woody poker. I think you've seen this before. Maybe not. It's my gray woody poker pipe. And in it, I'm smoking some St. Bruno flake. I bought this a while back in one of the batches of things that I ordered, and I just never got around to smoking it. So I watched Truck and Piper Bob's video on his suggested winter blends, and though what didn't make the top of his list, I said, you know what? It's a good day to give that a shot. So here we are. Pretty good stuff. Now it's not that cold out here right now. In fact, it looks pretty beautiful outside, despite that wonderful wall behind me, but that's okay. It's off to a cold morning. Our furnace at the house has been giving us some issues. We had it serviced for the start of the cold weather, and it was giving some issues at that point, but thought we resolved it, and come to find out we didn't. So they came back out. They replaced a part to the tune of $800. Yay. And get home last night, low of 32 degrees, and came in and I said our house seems a little on the chilly side, and it was. Our furnace isn't kicking back on again. So hopefully they'll get out here sometime today to look at that before tonight. Home ownership is expensive. It's nice to have a place to call your own, but when you rent, you just pay your rent, and that's it. Home ownership comes with a lot more expenses, unexpected expenses, and taxes. So that's a little bit about what's going on here. Just seeing how much money I can throw out. Oh man. All right. Anyways, I want to do another edition of Pipes and Books. I think it's been a little while since I did one of those, so I just wanted to update everyone on what's going on, what I'm reading, and all that kind of stuff. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that I made the mistake of taking a week and just mood reading. I was a little bit on the depressed side, and I stupidly decided to mood read. So because of that, I found myself simultaneously reading 6 books. And yeah, that's more than I like. So right now, my main book to get through, and I'm doing this on audio, so I should be able to finish it off this week. I mentioned in a previous video, there's a 3-book series by Karl Ove Knausgaard. I didn't really realize it was a 3-book series, despite the similarity in the covers between the first two. This is a completely different storyline, it seems, from the first book, so I didn't really see the connection between the two. But the third one came out, and to finish off the trilogy, and apparently it's all supposed to link together. So here I am reading the second book, and it doesn't look that big, really. There's a picture of the author there, Norwegian. This book is 792 pages, though. Not exactly large print. Not tiny, though, but like I said, I'm doing that on audio. It's still a 19-hour audiobook, I believe. So, chugging along there. The other book I'm reading, and I'm not reading too much of this today, it's a much smaller book. The one I just showed you, The Wolves of Eternity, is a novel. It's fiction. This one is not. I think I may have shown this one as well, but I'm still working my way through it. Mind Shift by Erwin McManus. This book is tiny, but it's a pretty heavy book to read through. It's broken down. It's broken down by chapter. Each one's called a mind shift, and each one's sort of a different thing that we can do to focus, to change our behavior. The book has subtitles. It doesn't take a genius to think like one, and it's about ways that we can shift our mindset to start thinking more successfully, more intelligently. So yeah, as you can probably imagine, that gets kind of heavy at times. Put my receipt. I use receipts for bookmarks. I have a lot of bookmarks laying around, but you know, it's what I do. There's just a lot of little good takeaways in this book. Just read you this little section right here. However, I've learned that unfortunately most of us not only avoid near-death experiences, we avoid near-life experiences as well. We almost risk for love. We almost pursue our dreams. We almost overcome our fears. We almost live the life we long for. And we almost make the decision that would have changed everything. And then we get to the end of our lives and realize that we were so close. We were always just one choice away. Life is an unpredictable and beautiful journey filled with both adventure and danger. That is, of course, if you choose life rather than existence. Life doesn't just happen. If your life is happening by accident, you are only existing. If you are living beneath your potential, you are only existing. If you've surrendered your uniqueness for acceptance, you are only existing. If you're living for pleasure and profit rather than love and purpose, you are only existing. The more determined you are to maximize your life, the more challenges you will face. Yeah. So this book is filled with little nuggets like that, and again, although it's not a big book, I'm going through it slowly, so I actually get stuff out of it. I've started journaling, so when I read chapters that really leave an impact on me, I do journal a bit about that. I think I mentioned him in a previous video. I'll link his channel again down below. Johnny Keene. I've been binging a lot of his videos, and it's got me trying some new things like journaling. So that's something I've always wanted to do, but I just never really got around to it. Yeah. Another book I just finished, Way of the Ascetics. Another tiny little thing, but as you can see by the tabs, there's a lot in there. Yeah, this is a dense, heavy book. So between this and the Mind Shift book, yeah. Now, that being said, I finished one other book last night. Tiny, very tiny. Duties of Parents by JC Ryle. JC Ryle was a 19th century English theologian. And this short little book, well, I'll just read the back. This small booklet is a beginner's manual for what Christians ought to intend for successful childbearing. In an age where our children are being lost to the world at a worrisome pace, Ryle gives us the tools and focus needed to train up our children in the way they should go. This was a heavy one too. There's something to be said for the smaller the book, the heavier it is. And yeah, that's what I've kind of been feeling over the last week or so as I've been reading through these books. This one I got when my son was born, and I figured I'd give it a reread again. And here we go. Yeah, it's a good one. Just read you this one little line real quick. It's I marked it pretty heavily because it was important to me. Only think how much falsehood and deceit there is in the world, how much exaggeration, how many additions are made to a simple story, how many things left out, if it does not serve the speaker's interest to tell them. How few there are about us of whom we can say we put unhesitating trust in the world. Reading this book, pamphlet, whatever you want to call it, it sort of piqued my interest in JC Ryle. And I picked up a couple other books by him on eBay because these kind of books aren't very readily available, especially older theologians and things of the sort. So the first one I picked up is Practical Religion, Essential Biblical Truths for Daily Christian Living. In addition to included in this is a biography on JC Ryle. So I picked that book up. Cool spine there. And I'm excited to read through this. And I was raised Jewish, and after my bar mitzvah at age 13, I kind of came to the conclusion that at least the way things were taught, it was really a business. It was there to sort of feed on the obligation that Jewish families feel to have their kids go through the bar mitzvah process. and I was really turned off to it for a long time. I've gone through and researched a lot of the world religions and spent a long time in Buddhism. And that was the one I felt most comfortable with. But as time went on, I felt like something was missing from it. And I delved back into the big three, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Spent some time reading about them all. And I came to the conclusion that if you're going to believe the Old Testament, why not further? Why not believe the story of Jesus? Which led me into thinking, okay, cool, let's check out Islam. And there's some things about Islam I liked. But just didn't seem like a fit. It's hard to explain what that exactly is for me, but so I kind of shuttled back, and I don't belong to a church. I don't really practice anything all that much. But I think I'm reaching the time in my life where it's becoming a little bit more important to me. So I'm researching, I'm reading, and again, a lot of the videos that Johnny Keene has put out have really piqued my interest, I guess you could say, in reading some of the Christian theologians of the past. Erwin McManus is he's a pastor at Mosaic Church. I feel like he's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good information. It is a mega church though, and I feel like something's lost when you're preaching to the masses in that regard. The other book I picked up is Daily Readings from all four Gospels for morning and evening. So it's a compilation of, it's got the New Testament writing, chapters and things up top here by date, so you can go through this and read along throughout the year. It's got some commentary that JC Ryle wrote about these chapters, and some suggested further readings to dive a little more deeply into what's being talked about. And then at the bottom of each page, just a little thought to meditate on, spend some time with thinking about. So yeah, that's where I'm at this week. Trying to try to finish up the Wolves of Eternity, and on audio. I think I'll come close to finishing the Mind Shift book. We'll see how that goes. And we'll go from there. I mean, books like this, all right, there's a reading a day. Doesn't take much time. Not hard to do. So I'll start going through that each day. And yeah, we'll go from there. Today is November 4th, which means tomorrow is election day. I have not voted yet. Around here where I live, there's a lot of people feel like it's, I don't know, social posturing of sorts, I guess, to go and vote early. Show off their I voted stickers. As a result, tomorrow when I actually go to the polling place to vote, there won't be many people there. The polling place is right between work and the post office, and I do a lot of shipping and stuff for work, so I'll swing by the voting place on the way to the post office. And I'll be in and out probably in about 2 or 3 minutes once I get my ballot, so it'll be pretty quick. Mostly, though, I just can't wait for this election to be done. Now, granted, things have been, I think, especially compared to the last presidential election, pretty smooth leading up to it. People seem to be behaving relatively normally, which is good. But I'm just ready for it all to be done. I'm ready to not get flyers in the mail anymore. That's getting old. I'm ready to not get text messages anymore on my phone. For some reason, the Democratic Party thinks my name is Miguel. And they keep sending me texts. Even though I report them as junk, they still keep coming through. That's interesting. Yeah. We had some Democrats show up to my in-laws' house the other day. They wanted to take my 92-year-old, effectively bedridden father-in-law to go vote. I'm sure out of the goodness of their heart. It's interesting, they were also asking about other family members who used to live at the house, even though they've moved off and have changed their place of residence. Whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty ready for all this nonsense to be done. So I do have some doubts about how things are going to go after the election results are announced. So, you know, I'm just thinking it's a good idea. Make sure you top off your gas tanks. And make sure you got some food in the house, just in case people decide to start behaving badly. That all being said, thank you guys for watching. You know, interested in your thoughts on books or anything of that sort. So if you want to leave a comment down below, that's much appreciated. And see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.